When I was a little girl, I remember going on a field trip to an amusement park. And since I was just about 9 or 10, I was paired with a boy to be my buddy for the day. And we rode the carousel, Ferris wheel, swan boat, and bump cars together. And I remember going to the water coaster ride. And when we were at the tip of the ride, I had a brief moment to think about what was about to happen. There were no seatbelts or anything that could save me if I fell from the free fall that was about to happen. So I made the decision to hug my buddy who was seated in front of me. And that was a memorable moment, not only because it was the first time I rode a roller coaster, but also because it was the first time I got to hug a boy other than my brothers and dad. And in God's perfect plan, today of all days, I get to recall this story as I cling to that same boy I've clinged onto almost 20 years ago. You said you've loved me, or at least liked me a lot since we were kids. People know that that is not the case for me. But God made sure that here and there, as I grew up, you would always have a constant presence in my life. From being the person I would rely on to compose my yearbook write-ups, to being my first Valentine, the person who gave me my first bouquet. And for years, for being the only person who would call me from around the world just to greet me on my birthday. You are my constant, without me even realizing until now. And I know without a doubt that we are destined. Slowly but surely, God made sure that I will never ever forget you and the impact that you've been marking in my life. And I promise that I will never forget.
Gail, church vows are pretty thorough, and it's hard to add much of anything to it. But I want to give it my best. I can really only think of one thing to promise you today, that I will remember. If someday I ever struggle to enjoy the fact that you will be the one I come home to, I will remember today when that door opened and you let me be so lucky. If someday my annoyance begins to surpass my delight in keeping your company, I will remember the many times we found joy in the simplest of things together. If someday we are in trying times and hope seems dim, I will remember all of our successes and how we work together to achieve them. If someday I find myself forgetting to smile at the sight of you, I will remember right now and how a smile doesn't seem enough to express all the joy I feel. And if someday I find myself too old to remember, I promise I will have lived a life with you that will make sure everyone remembers that I love you.
I promise to always be thankful for you and for us. And every day, as we live out this perfect plan God made for us, with all my strengths and imperfections, I promise to love you for always and in always possible.